Is your private life an asset or a liability? The reason why I ask that is because so many men, so many women, so many entrepreneurs perform well and competently when it comes to their business, their legacy, and whatever they want to leave behind. When it comes to their private life, they freestyle it. Because we've been told this is where you let your guard down and you're supposed to be free and you're supposed to... Somewhere along the lines, we added that we're supposed to freestyle it. And that's why it goes left. That's why we have 50% divorces and 50% success. A lot of us simply give it or leave it to chance. And the problem is, if your private life is a liability, it doesn't matter what you do out there, you will feel empty the moment you come in. It doesn't matter what you do out there, whatever you're building will not run its course. Why? Because who are you doing it for? If it's just yourself, great, fantastic. You don't even need a private life. Skip this video. But if you've got a family, if you genuinely wanted to build something and it's turned out to be a mess, this video is for you. And I'm not saying this because my life is a mess. I'm saying this because I grew up in one. My dad is the person I'm describing to you. He was a businessman, he had the mortgage, but I woke up at the age of 7 with my biological mother deciding to pack her bags and say she was done. They got divorced. After that, he lost his home. He remarried and rebuilt with someone that I call my mom, who they're now thriving with, 20 plus years in marriage. They were able to advise other people on what to do and how to guide themselves. That's the foundation I came from. I lived those two differences. I was in the asset and I was in the liability. And I'm telling you now, when your private life is a liability and you've got children, or you're turning yourself into a liability to them. Whew. I'm going deep already, but that's the reality of the matter. Some people need to hear it like this to get the change, because this is the truth. The way your brain works is it won't change until you see that the cost of staying the same is too expensive. So, how do you turn your private life into an asset when the foundation made it a liability? Well, first of all, you switch off your phone, unless you're watching people like myself, Dole. C, Mr. Dole C right here, consultant, top of the year, bam, Bosch. I've helped 100 men plus, couples, women, marriages. And I work with the NHS in wards and I help people regulate themselves. Ask me how I got their relationships, human nature, human performance. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I actually wrote a book on this. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Is anyone here watching Mentalist, by the way? Mentalist, great. It's mwah. My wife has gone to an event. She does content creation for weddings. So she's gone to an event. So when she comes back, we're going to be watching Mentalist. Maybe some get some takeaway. Anyways, I digress. So the difference between asset and liability is the difference between your legacy, meaning that it will stand the long run, or it will come or be cut short because of one thing or the other. I need you to understand that your legacy is here. Yes? And in order for your legacy to last, family, embrace love. I'm flowing today still. I'm joking. If you're from the UK, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you're getting too old. Yeah? You're getting way too old. You need to get with the times. You know what I'm saying? So family is what makes the legacy last. Okay? Without your family, your legacy might as well be given to a co-worker. There's no difference. Because at home, when things are unstable, the last thing that happens when things are unstable is messages being passed on in an effective manner. See, the problem is a lot of people don't understand that the issue with an unstable home is that you've got either one person or two in survival mode. So many of us are in survival mode. So many of us grew up and developed in places where we had to survive. The problem is, survival mode has an expiry date. You want to know the expiry date? You actually fixing the need for you to survive. If you grew up surviving because let's say for instance, so I grew up in Italy, had zero reasons to survive, except for when my parents divorced and we lost the mortgage. That's when I realized I needed to survive. So then I was no longer waiting for whoever to cook. I had to learn how to cook, right? Independence. Some people treat it as independence, but a 7-year-old shouldn't learn how to cook. I mean, you can do it as a skill, but not as a means to survive. There's a difference. Survival, the difference between surviving to live and surviving to learn how to build your self-esteem is one has a fallback plan, one has a foundation. The other one is either I live or I'm done. Survival is something that a lot of us think is something that a lot of people need. So when I speak to people, when I grew up myself, a lot of us thought, yeah, you know what, surviving is too bad. You know, you gotta be street smart, you gotta know how to navigate things, right? I'm seeing it in my marriage. Some things that it's only when you're in the survival mode that you will understand. It's only when your back's against the wall that you will understand. For instance, there's spiders around, yeah? What she'll do is, hi! Let me go and get the Hoover. Grab the Hoover, and that's how she deals with it. You see me, I use my hands. Quickly. Do you understand? Survival mode teaches you how to be ruthless sometimes. How to just be quick on your feet and just do whatever needs to be done there and then. So survival mode is necessary when there's no fallback plan. Survival mode will teach you how to deal with people. Dangerous people, good people. I don't want to go into my NHS work, but there was a time where my survival mode saved me. My survival mode was so developed that it became a way I was able to relate to people that were dangerous to me. And I've used that so many times. Because I understand the pattern of the person I'm speaking to, I know exactly how to get through to them. Survival mode saved my wife when there was a time where she was thinking of offing herself. So survival mode is necessary, but you only learn it when there's no other option. What happens when what got you out of survival mode doesn't require survival mode anymore? A lot of you survive your dating experiences. You survive life. You're there. Ha! I just dodged him. Manipulator, narcissist. Woo! I knew it. I could see it coming. I'm smart. He was the healthy one. He just had a bad day. But you're in survival mode, so you don't even see it. When you're in survival mode, all that matters is surviving. And so many of you have carried that into your marriages. So many of you have carried that into your private relationship, private situations. And you're wondering, why is this a liability? You're surviving it. You're not thriving. This isn't an asset to you. You're just repeating what you grew up in. Until you switch off survival mode, everybody else will have to survive you too. You didn't know that, did you? Because that's the thing about survival mode. Survival mode works when it comes to navigating hard things. But what happens when there's no war? And you're still carrying the sword? No, just in case. Yeah, I got. Look. It's a child's baby shower. Chill out. No one's out to get you. No, but I gotta make sure that. What are you doing? When you don't know how to switch off survival mode, people have to learn how to survive you. Because you're panicking over everything. Everyone's a narcissist. Because you've been attacked before, it's going to happen again. Because your brain is only going to predict what you focus on. And when you're surviving, that's the only thing that matters. So until you switch off survival mode, because you fix the reasons why you needed to survive. And this is why you need self-esteem, you need self-love. That gets you out of survival mode. It's only then that you're going to understand how to get into, I'm going to call it thriving mode. Yeah? Thriving mode is what you want. Thriving mode is the balance where you're sustaining what you need to sustain, but you're aware. But you're doing it from a place of stillness. You're doing it from a place of power. When I work with clients, that's literally what I do. I get them out of survival mode, I put them into thriving mode. So that every single time your partner's texting you, you don't start to panic, saying she's done, she's leaving me. She's just tired. She says, I had a bad day. Nothing to do with you. Because you panic and send the paragraphs, now there's an argument. And then there's space. I need space, this is too much. Every single time I don't text you is a problem. Containment will only come once you learn how to thrive. And thriving doesn't need people. It needs you. It needs you to get out of survival mode and say, I'm okay. It's like when Jesus, the difference between most people and Jesus when the storm happened was Jesus was in thriving mode because he was like, I already won. Like, what are you guys panicking for? We won. We're like, no. We're surviving. Oh my gosh, the storm is going to destroy us. Jesus already knew. It's like, this is part of the story, man. It's good. All right, what are we stressing for? He wasn't, notice how he's not neglecting it. This is the thing, a lot of people confuse neglect or detachment for I'm out of survival mode. No, you're not. You can see the storm, you're just doing this. La 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 la. That's the closest thing to being a psychopath. A whole thing is happening and you have no response for it. Sociopath. Just type in sociopath and see what's the difference. Right? So many of you have normalized ways to cope as personalities. I just detach. I don't care. No, you care. But your survival mode, because you didn't know how to deal with it, you learn how to cope with it. So when explosions happen, you're just like, whatever. I'm just going to walk away. You want to know how you got to thriving mode? When you set an intention and you know how to get it. I want to connect in this conversation. But she's upset. So I'm going to give her the time she needs. I'm going to support her. If she needs a week, I'm not saying that's going to happen, of course. But if she needs a week, what happens though? Do you panic? Do you freeze? Survival mode. If it needs a week, and you're like, yeah, fine, take the week. I'll be good. Why? Because you're thriving now. What happens when you're thriving? You're good. Imagine someone just gave you, I work with 6 figures guys. So let's just someone said, you know what? Take 20K. Just take it. Just take it. You sure you don't want to do it? Yeah, just do whatever you want to do with it. Right? We'd be happy. It's good. It's like it's nice, man. Thanks. But more than anything, are you gonna worry about money tomorrow? Unless you're really bad at managing money, by the way. If you're 6 figures and 20K is nothing, so I say 6 figures. Just 7 figures, 20K. I don't know. Personally speaking, my goal is this. I just want my margins to outdo what I bring in by amount. That's my personal thing. That's one thing I've learned. Running the business, all these things. If someone makes 20 million and he spends 10, it doesn't matter what he makes. It's what he keeps. So that's just where I'm good with this. Just so people understand. My point is, if you want to turn your private life into an asset, number 1 is you get out of survival mode. Number 2 is a roadmap. Right? What's your GPS saying? What's your compass? And coordinates. Right? So, yes, we are now technical and everything. I guess maybe AI can potentially tell you where you need to go, whatever. You still need a compass and you still need coordinates. You still need to have an idea. You're not going to know exactly where that place is, but you're going to have to. You're going to have the coordinates. Even if you don't know how to get there, the clarity on the coordinates and the compass gives you the ability to take a step forward each and every time. Now, what is my compass? What was my coordinates? How did I get out of making my life a liability? I said to myself that my compass and my coordinates, which is the moment I need to get back into where I know I want to go, is I'm a healthy husband. Whenever I felt like there wasn't clarity, I wasn't sure, who am I? Healthy husband. Bang. Okay. So how does a healthy husband respond to this? Oh, he takes his time. He doesn't scream. Does he tolerate disrespect? No. Mm-mm. A healthy husband isn't a doormat. A healthy husband isn't a people pleaser. A healthy husband is a decisive man that chooses to love the people he cares about. He chooses to show up for them. So every single time I feel like I'm about to start surviving again. Nope. That's done. It's no longer me. I'm the healthy husband thriving. Regardless. And if you want to learn how to do that, there's certain things that need to be aware of. For instance, your compass, your coordinates, your GPS, all of that needs to be at a stable place. Because what happens when your GPS right? It's my point is it's the same direction, but instead of leading you to the right place, because it's distorted, it ends up leading you somewhere else. So when you're now saying, for instance, I said healthy husband, but guess what a healthy husband is in terms? It's subjective. Define a healthy husband. Some of you already thought he said someone that buys gifts, someone that spoils their partner, spoils their wife. Okay. It's subjective anyway, so you may not. There's no right or wrong answer. But there is a clear response that maintains your ability to understand who you are whilst you're narrating that story. You see, a lot of us during survival mode didn't have time to check our coordinates or our compass. This is why it's not broken, but it's distorted 90% of the times. For me personally, growing up in a place where I had to survive, because I didn't know about any of this. Recalibration. What's recalibration? I'm good, you know. I'll give you an example. I remember when I got a ticket, speeding ticket. I drive nice cars, so sometimes I like to speed, depending on the songs I'm listening to. However, I will always respect the rules of the thing, just in case anyone that is interested in that is watching. So I always respect it, have no problems with it. So, if, however, this is free game, I now get a speeding ticket, and the speeding camera wasn't calibrated, guess what? The speeding ticket is cancelled, because whatever they're seeing is not accurate. Can you see where I'm going with this? The reason why whatever you're doing right now is not working, because this is why I said to you as first direction was to understand how to get out of survival mode. Because if you're in survival mode and you start saying, yeah, I'm a healthy husband. A healthy husband in survival mode, number one is just focus on surviving. So it only lasts when things are good. When things are bad, it goes back into who he needs to be in order to survive. You avoid because who you need to be in order to survive is a person that run away from challenges. You avoid because who needs to be when you need to survive is the person that fights and tries to fix everything. Because the only time it's calm is because everybody else is calm. You fight, you fly, you freeze, you fawn because who you are under pressure avoids conflict. Runs away from it, needs to get to safety. Under pressure, if you don't have the capacity to remain safe, you start to look for it. And that strategy has 4 angles to do it. So, by the time you're not even thinking about this. This is why step 1 is so critical. However, because your compass is distorted, you need to recalibrate. And you recalibrate by understanding, most importantly, what is driving your identity, your control, and safety. Okay? You recalibrate that. Once you understand, when is the first time you felt safe? When is the first time you felt the need to control things? When is the first time you needed to recalibrate or understand who you were to other people? Once you understand all of that, you now get to understand how bad the compass and the coordinates are. Because if you're a good husband or a good wife for somebody else because you don't care about yourself, my friend, you're here and this is where you're meant to be. And then you wonder, I'm doing everything. This is why I don't believe in doing without being. Because when you're doing without being, it's almost like, imagine I'm a salesman and I'm calling 100 people, right? People tell you it's all about the reps. Cool, fine. As someone that was in sales for 10 years, I'll tell you for free, that's not the case. You want to understand systems, and most importantly, you want to understand how the person that's delivering the system is delivering the systems. But anyways, I digress. My point is, you do 100 calls today. And every single time you pick up the call, you're just like, hi, my name is it's John, and they're hanging up, and you can do 1,000 calls of them. You try it. I will give you the freaking script. The moment you don't believe, you don't have the conviction to carry out whatever it is you're doing, it doesn't matter what you do. People sense and they walk away. I'm telling you this because I experienced it myself. 10 years in sales, and I done it. Did it, still doing it. Until you understand who you are when it comes to these 3 things, it's exactly what I do in literally like the first 10 minutes of our session. You won't understand why you're not getting the things you want despite doing the right things. Alright? So that's number 2. So what you say number 1 was? Number 1 is getting out of survival mode. Number 2 is recalibrating yourself. Number 3, drum roll. And the question is again, how do I turn my private life into an asset instead of a liability? So we've discussed again. I want to make this clear to myself and you, because I just want to make sure. And yes, I am buying time because I think there's a few things, but I think this one's the most important one. So we said, and I repeat, number 1 was getting out of survival mode into thriving mode, because the key is in thriving mode you get to choose, in survival mode you have to pick. Number 2 was recalibration, because when the recalibration is distorted, you don't see clearly, and whatever you do is nullified. Number 3 is you Number 3 is conviction, self-esteem, and aligned behavior. Okay? Now, again, I split it in 3 because they're all just as important as each other. But most importantly, conviction, which is the one that, actually this one here, I'm going to admit it, I did steal this from Neuro Knowledge. And if he's watching, yes, I stole it, but I am giving you credit because that was a brilliant analogy. He said something that was so powerful. You see, a lot of us have conviction on negative things. A lot of us have conviction on negative things. Yes, a lot of us are so obsessed with, hey, No, 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 no. I don't do witchcraft. I don't do witchcraft. I don't do devil worship. Blah blah blah. But you manifest evil. You manifest evil. The same conviction you should have in things working out to your benefits, the same conviction you're carrying in manifesting the very thing that you want nothing to do with. I did that too. Sometimes I still do it. So it's not that you don't have conviction. You're just using your conviction against you. And it's because you're on survival mode, and it's because your calibration is distorted. Most importantly, is because you don't understand what conviction actually is. Conviction is just believing in the inevitable. No. Slow the freak down, dog. Before I wrote this down anywhere. What the hell? What the freaking hell? I spin up, relock the thing. Conviction is believing in the inevitable. Bombotaros. That was good. I'm impressed. This is like first short thing. I did not see that coming. I'm gonna write it down. Believing and notice that has nothing to do with whether it's positive or negative. It just has to be inevitable. And you need to choose to believe in it. Oh no, there's going to be traffic, I know it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's done. It's a wrap. The market is horrible. These people, they're hard. It's done. There's nothing I can do here. You're absolutely right. Does that sound like conviction? Yes, sir, you got it. Thank you. Pass. Next. But it's not positive. I don't care. It's inevitable. Self-esteem. Self-esteem is the ability to look at your self-worth and protect it with everything you've got, and not base it on things that you can't control, but things that make you you without the approval of anybody else. Self-esteem is self-approval. I deserve to be here. Congratulations, you got self-esteem. You don't have self-esteem, fine. You're going to start to borrow it. Whether it's your job, whether it's your watch, whether it's your car, whether it's the girls that you pull, whether it's the men that are attracted to you, you will borrow it. Everyone has it. The question is, do you own it, or is it somebody else's? Because when it's somebody else's, it's fine until it's not there anymore. Once it's not there anymore, who am I? I don't know who I am anymore. And that's the problem a lot of people fall in. Number 3, aligned behavior. Your behavior needs to match the identity you want to perceive. Your identity, your behavior needs to align to the person you've created. You want your private life to turn into an asset. You become a healthy husband, not tomorrow, next week, or depending on their behavior or their mood. Oh, I'm going to match their energy. No. I am a healthy husband regardless. That is the behavior I have decided to adopt because I have checked. I now get to choose. I'm no longer in survival mode. So I choose my actions. I choose my intentions. Number 1. Number 2. Because I understand and I recalibrated myself and I cleared out the distortion, I am now clear with the things I want to achieve. Hello. Number 3, my behavior is matching my identity. Once you put all of this 3 in line, okay, you will start to see how even decisions start to make sense. I love the DMs I'm getting. I really do. Hello, thank you. I really appreciate the people supporting this stuff. And I really appreciate the DM. But I need you to understand something. The next time someone asks me how to do something and you haven't done any of this, you're wasting your time. And I'm not saying that because you're genuinely wasting your time, you're stupid. No. It's because despite what social media has told you, you're wasting your time. You have to recalibrate. You have to become the person. Sometimes it takes 6 weeks. Sometimes it takes 5 intensive days. Sometimes it takes a whole 12 weeks. But you have to become the person that can do this effortlessly. There's 4 stages. Because of this video, I've taken you through all of them. Well, stage 3. So there's four stages, as mentioned. Unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. So when we started this video, and I said to you that your private life could either be an asset or a liability, that's exactly where you didn't know, but you felt like maybe there's things you can do. Maybe you can take them on holiday. Maybe you can just give them what they want. Maybe you can people please, whatever the case may be. Then there's conscious incompetence, which is where by stage 2, I explained that regardless of what you do, if you're not the person that's able to carry this thing out with conviction, because conviction is believing in the inevitable, it doesn't matter what you do. Then there's stage 3, which is conscious competence, which is to the people that have reached this stage. You now know what to do. The key, however, to get to stage number 4, which is where it becomes natural, effortless, and it's done quickly, and it's done without you having to second guess yourself. It's done with you understanding how to let go of your negative blocks, and most importantly your blind spots. So that's something we'll figure out in the roadmap. Now, if this video served you, interested in a one-to-one session, book the call in the bio, and I'll see you in the next one.